right, if you hear that beeping, that means this thing's gotta be changed. All right, first step, let's shut this water off. On my setup, your setup might be looking different, but I have a home run setup, so each line actually runs to a fixture in my home that needs cold water or hot water. All of these lines off, all these go to my fixtures upstairs. So I'm gonna shut all these off. So right now, I only have from where you've seen right straight down into here. Again, you wanna relieve the pressure inside of there so it doesn't all shoot out when you start changing things. So I'm just gonna open this up. It's pretty crazy, that's how much water is just from that line to there. I like to empty the water there. This is gonna get heavy, but it's a good time to change your cartridge filter out as well. So what you wanna do is you wanna unplug that nonsense first. All right, so make sure you get the right replacement. If you don't know where the replacement is, it's on your actual UV lamp that's inside of here. All right, make sure you're careful with this stuff because it is fragile. Mine looks just like that. Inspect it, make sure it's all good, not blown. Just good, don't touch the actual glass because the oil's from your fingers, right? So this is the sleeve that the bulb actually sits in, right? This sits down in here, right? There's two O-rings that go on the bottom right here to trap the water from getting inside of this. The lamp goes inside. Inside of here is like a reflective material. So the UV light shines all around in that reflective material. And then this kind of encapsulates so that no water gets in and actually comes down into your basement. They say you only have to replace it every 2 to 3 years. I change it every time because it's literally around the same price if you find a good cash deal somewhere. So what you want to do first is there's two little clips. I know it's dark. There's two little clips right on the side right here. What you want to do is you just want to pop that off just like that. Careful with it. Again, if it's your old one, you don't really have to worry too much about this. Just want to pop that off. Just let this dangle right here. Next thing is you're going to get that quartz sleeve out. Is I'm going to open the top first. What you want to do, just open that up just like that. Just screws on. But the O-ring there seats in there so that no water actually kind of starts to blow out. And then that cap tightens it down so you don't have to worry about it. Mine's actually cracked, as you guys can see there. So it's a good thing that I'm changing this as well. Never leaked or anything because again, the O-ring's below it. That's pretty interesting, right? It's pretty funny. Not yet. This has a little spring in it to it as well. This is just in case that that UV light doesn't fall right through. So again, you'll see, I'll start messing with this O-ring and water's gonna start to shoot out, which is fine. Just gonna pop that open, just like that. You could just pull this up now as well and then that'll come out a little faster. You can pull up that quartz sleeve, the old one, just like that. I know it's hard to see, but it's still pretty dirty inside of there. Again, this stuff can get kind of frail. That bulb gets pretty hot in there, so it is good to change this every year, but if you can, you could reuse this if it wasn't cracked, just like that, which is kind of crazy. But again, just make sure that you guys clean this with like CLR or something like that can get that nice and clean. So again, I would just touch the top of this because that's not gonna be the part messing with the UV or anything like that. You wanna get these a little wet, these O-rings, right, just before you put them on. I like to put the top on first, then the bottom. That's personally just me. But get these a little wet. You can also put that in your mouth if you wanted to. Just gonna make sure you don't break this. Again, make sure you don't twist this while you're dropping it in. Be careful. So when you get here, you kind of got to try to find the bottom. I like to put my finger in. Take my other O-ring. I'm probably just you're gonna take this, put the O-ring on the bottom as well. Again, make sure you're not dropping this. Again, once it's on, you can kind of push the top to push it up as well. Seated there and on the bottom. So once you have your O-rings there, you can take and you can tighten that bad boy up. So again, tighten it up, hand tighten, right? Just to make sure that that makes a decent connection, that O-ring, so that all that water stays inside there. Once you're like that, you can take your clamp again and you can tighten that bad boy down. Okay, so again, make sure you guys are only touching the tops of these, right? Okay, that's gonna be the big thing for this. Install this first. It's pretty easy. Just put the long end in the short end. Again, try to make sure that you don't kink this going down. Once you have that in, it'll just click in just like that. And that's as easy. And that's it. I think you have to hold the reset button while you plug it in, and then that'll reset it back to 365. So let's try that. Hopefully. There you go, reset. I'm gonna let it go. There we go, perfect. Now again, I'll go over and I'll turn my water on before, but right now you wanna make sure that everything's working. Now, if you wanna figure out if your UV bulb's working, you can do this. If you guys can see, I'll take you off. You can see right in there that the UV bulb, right? I know it's kinda hard for you guys to see. The UV bulb is working. So this is a way to tell if it is working or if it's not working. So, there we go. So again, perfect. But what you wanna do is you wanna make sure there's no leaks going on. Nothing like that. Bulb's working, reset. That's pretty good. There you go. Hopefully that helped you. It really isn't that bad. It is nerve-wracking dealing with plumbing and all that stuff, but with this new PEX shit, it's a joke. Fun little tip if you made it to the end of this video, and say that sleeve that you guys had in here, but if you didn't have this sleeve or you broke it while you're installing it, you kinked it or it cracked or something like that, this would not work. Water would start to pour out, right, and it would come down and wouldn't hold pressure with those two O-rings that are in there. This system should have a, I guess a bypass is what it's called. There'd be a T right here, right? So there'd be water able to go through here. There would be a T so that there would be another line. You'd have that up, do a 45 just like you see here with one of these brass couplings, and then on this, right, what you would do is you would have a shut off. If this breaks, or this stupid $70 piece of glass won't have water in your home. I'm not a plumber, don't take this for advice or anything, but if you do have one of these UV systems, you break this, you don't have the recert or the bypass that I just said, right? Say it's Sunday and you can't get one of these. If you have some 3/4 inch PEX piping just like this, so what you can do is you can use this as a, I guess like a get you through the day, get you through the week, whatever you need to, right? Kind of measure it out to make sure, right, that it's the same height. You would use your O-rings, you would install it the same way as I just showed you with the actual thing, and then I'll get you through. You won't have your UV system, your light won't be working, so don't drink the water or boil it or whatever it is, okay, if you don't have that bypass, which goddamn, if you're a plumber and you're watching this, install a goddamn bypass. It's not hard to spend an extra $10 to get a bypass just in case something was to happen like that. Hopefully this helped you guys out. You guys understand a little bit more about the plumbing system and how easy that is actually to do. As always, play it off some music.